In the United States, about 1.6 million women a year have breast biopsies. About 20% of those tests find cancer. But there is a gray area when it comes to biopsies. Dr. Christy Elliott is a pathologist and medical director at Renown Lab Services. Thank you for being with us tonight. Important subject, a gray area. I thought biopsies, you took cells out, you looked at them, they were cancer or not cancer. What is this gray area?
The gray, well, I'd say most of them, they're either, yes, you're right, they're benign or they're malignant. And then sometimes the gray zone can be, is it one of those diagnoses in between benign or in between cancer? And then even those can be very straightforward diagnoses to make. Okay. But there are some patients where it's a tough call between is it cancer or is it maybe one of those gray diagnoses.
So if you get that as a gray diagnosis, do you get a second opinion, and does that mean a whole nother biopsy?
So in the article that they talked about, they referenced kind of that was the impetus for the New York Times article. Yeah. The gray diagnoses were atypia and DCIS, which is kind of a pre-malignant, pre-invasive type diagnosis. So those, when you get those diagnoses, depending on the core biopsy, depending on the type of biopsy you get, sometimes the referral to the surgeon, you'll get that, and then you'll talk to the surgeon and figure out how they want to proceed after that. Now, the surgeons here in town, they know that pretty much most of those biopsies, like if I look at them, if I have any question, I'm going to consult one of my, 6 or 7 partners. Yeah. And sometimes it's a very straightforward diagnosis. I can make it. I don't need a second opinion. Sometimes it's iffy, and I'll need one opinion. Or I might ask all of my partners to look at it. Yeah. Okay. And those are very rare cases in which everyone has to look at it. And if we can't, as a group of 5 or 6 of us, depending on how many are on that day, can't come to a consensus, then we might obtain an opinion outside of Renown. And we would send it to Stanford. But that's 1 to 2% of cases across the board at Renown.
Still sounds like you can always ask for a second opinion.
Yes.
Dr. Elliott, thank you very much. We appreciate it. She will be here taking all of your questions until 6 o'clock. Just dial 858-2222.